Some interesting facts about George Washington Carver. Fact 1. Born into slavery around 1864, Carver overcame immense odds to become a world-renowned scientist. Fact 2. He was orphaned as a baby and raised by his former enslavers, Moses and Susan Carver. Fact 3. Denied schooling as a black child, he walked miles to attend school and never gave up on education. Fact 4. He was the first black student at Iowa State Agricultural College, where he studied agriculture and botany. Fact 5. He revolutionized southern farming by promoting crop rotation and planting peanuts, sweet potatoes, and soybeans. Fact 6. Contrary to popular belief, Carver didn't invent peanut butter, but developed over 300 uses for peanuts, including paint, ink, and cosmetics. Fact 7. He refused to patent many of his discoveries, believing they were gifts from God meant to benefit all. Fact 8. He advised presidents like Theodore Roosevelt and worked with leaders like Booker T. Washington at Tuskegee Institute. Fact 9. He received the Spingarn Medal, the highest honor from the NAACP for outstanding achievement. Fact 10. He remained humble and faith-driven, saying, "It is not the style of clothes one wears, but it is simply service that measures success." Some interesting facts about Nelson Mandela. Fact 1. Born in 1918, his birth name was Rolihlahla, which means troublemaker. Fact 2. He was the first in his family to go to school. That's where he got the name Nelson. Fact 3. He studied law and opened South Africa's first black law firm. Fact 4. He spent 27 years in prison fighting against apartheid. Fact 5. His prison number was 46664, now a global campaign for human rights. Fact 6. He won the Nobel Peace Prize in 1993. Fact 7. He became South Africa's first black president in 1994. Fact 8. He refused to run for a second term, stepping down in 1999. Fact 9. He loved boxing. It helped him stay mentally strong in prison. Fact 10. His birthday, July 18th, is now Nelson Mandela International Day. 10 powerful facts about Booker T. Washington. Fact 1. Born into slavery in 1856, Booker T. Washington rose from poverty to become one of the most influential African-American leaders of the 19th century. Fact 2. He was the founding principal of Tuskegee Institute in 1881, which he helped build into a prestigious school for black students in Alabama. Fact 3. Washington believed in vocational education as a path to black empowerment and economic independence. Fact 4. He advised U.S. Presidents Theodore Roosevelt and William Howard Taft on racial matters, making him one of the first black advisors to the White House. Fact 5. He founded the National Negro Business League to support black-owned businesses. Fact 6. His famous speech at the 1895 Atlanta Exposition advocated for racial uplift through hard work, education, and economic progress. Fact 7. Washington's autobiography, Up from Slavery, is still widely read and remains a classic of American literature. Fact 8. He secretly supported civil rights activists and funded lawsuits challenging segregation, even while publicly preaching accommodation. Fact 9. Washington faced criticism from other black leaders, including Webb Du Bois, who felt his approach was too conciliatory. Fact 10. He died in 1915, but his legacy of education, self-reliance, and institution building continues to inspire generations. 10 facts about Kwame Nkrumah. Fact 1. He was born in 1909 in Ghana as Francis Nwia Kofi Ngonloma, but later changed his name to Kwame Nkrumah. Fact 2. He studied in the US and earned multiple degrees. Fact 3. While abroad, he became deeply involved in black activism. Fact 4. Nkrumah returned to Ghana in 1947 and became the face of the independence movement. Fact 5. In 1957, he led Ghana to become the first African country south of the Sahara to gain independence. Fact 6. He became the first Prime Minister and later its first President. Fact 7. He dreamed of a United States of Africa and championed Pan-Africanism. Fact 8. He helped create the Organization of African Unity. Fact 9. Overthrown in 1966, he never returned to power. Fact 10. He remains a symbol of African freedom and unity. 10 facts about Thomas Sankara. Fact 1. Born in 1949 in French Upper Volta, Sankara showed signs of leadership and discipline early on through military training. Fact 2. He became president of Burkina Faso at just 33 years old, one of Africa's youngest leaders ever. Fact 3. Sankara renamed the country from Upper Volta to Burkina Faso, meaning land of upright people. Fact 4. He led with humility, banned government luxury cars and rode a bicycle or modest Renault 5. Fact 5. Sankara launched sweeping reforms for women's rights, outlawing forced marriages and promoting female education and leadership. Fact 6. Under his leadership, millions of trees were planted to combat desertification and climate degradation. Fact 7. He introduced nationwide vaccination campaigns, drastically reducing child mortality in just a few years. Fact 8. Sankara refused foreign aid with strings attached to maintain independence. Fact 9. He played guitar and loved music, even led a band in the military. Fact 10. Assassinated in 1987, his ideas still inspire Pan-Africanists and revolutionaries worldwide. 10 facts about Frederick Douglass. Fact 1. Born in 1818, his birth name was Frederick Augustus Washington Bailey. Fact 2. He taught himself to read and write in secret while enslaved. Fact 3. At age 20, he escaped slavery disguised as a sailor. Fact 4. He changed his name to Douglass to stay hidden after escaping. Fact 5. His first book shocked the world and became a bestseller. Fact 6. He advised President Abraham Lincoln during the Civil War. Fact 7. He fought for equal rights not just for black people, but for women too. Fact 8. He turned his home into a stop on the Underground Railroad. Fact 9. He was the first black American to receive a major federal appointment. Fact 10. He is now celebrated as one of the greatest voices for freedom in history. 10 facts about Harriet Tubman. Fact 1. Harriet Tubman was born around 1822 in Maryland, USA, and was originally named Araminta Ross. Fact 2. She endured harsh conditions as an enslaved child and suffered a head injury that caused lifelong health issues. Fact 3. In her late 20s, she escaped slavery alone, traveling by night and using the Underground Railroad. Fact 4. After gaining her freedom, she returned to the South over a dozen times to rescue more than 70 enslaved people. Fact 5. She was nicknamed Moses for leading her people to freedom against all odds. Fact 6. She carried a pistol on her rescue missions, not to harm, but to encourage frightened runaways to press on. Fact 7. During the Civil War, she served as a spy, nurse, and cook for the Union Army. Fact 8. She became the first woman to lead an armed military operation in the U.S., the Combahee River Raid, which freed over 700 enslaved people. Fact 9. After the war, she continued to fight for women's suffrage and civil rights. Fact 10. Today, Harriet Tubman is honored as one of the greatest American heroes in the fight for freedom and justice. 10 facts about Patrice Lumumba. Fact 1. Patrice Lumumba was born on July 2, 1925, in Belgian Congo, now the Democratic Republic of Congo. Fact 2. He was largely self-educated and fluent in multiple languages, including French, Lingala, Swahili, and Chiluba. Fact 3. Before politics, he worked as a postal clerk and beer salesman, and later became a writer and political thinker. Fact 4. Lumumba founded the Mouvement National Congolais, MNC, in 1958, pushing for Congolese independence from Belgium. Fact 5. He became Congo's first prime minister when the country gained independence on June 30, 1960. Fact 6. In his famous independence speech, he boldly criticized Belgian colonial rule, shocking the world and angering Belgian officials. Fact 7. His time in office was short. He was dismissed after just a few months during a political crisis backed by foreign powers. Fact 8. He was arrested and handed over to secessionist forces in Katanga with the help of Belgian and other intelligence agencies. Fact 9. Lumumba was executed on January 17, 1961, in Katanga, just months after taking office, becoming a martyr for African liberation. Fact 10. Today, Lumumba is remembered as a symbol of African dignity, resistance, and the fight against imperialism. 10 facts about Buchi Emecheta. Fact 1. Buchi Emecheta was born on July 21, 1944 in Nigeria. Fact 2. She moved to London in 1962 with her husband and 5 children, facing hardship as a young African immigrant mother. Fact 3. She escaped an abusive marriage and raised her children alone while pursuing her education. Fact 4. Emecheta earned a sociology degree from the University of London while working and parenting full-time. Fact 5. Her first published book, In the Ditch, 1972, was based on her life as a single mother living in social housing. Fact 6. Her breakthrough novel, The Joys of Motherhood, 1979, explored the tension between tradition and modernity in the lives of Nigerian women. Fact 7. She wrote over 20 books, often focusing on gender, motherhood, and the female experience in post-colonial Africa. Fact 8. Emecheta famously declared, "I am a feminist with a small f," emphasizing her belief in women's rights within cultural contexts. Fact 9. She founded her own publishing house, Ogwugwu Afọ, to support African literature and voices. Fact 10. Buchi Emecheta passed away in 2017, leaving behind a legacy as one of Africa's most important literary voices. 10 facts about Wangari Maathai. Fact 1. Wangari Maathai was born on April 1, 1940 in Kenya during the British colonial era. Fact 2. Maathai founded the Green Belt movement in 1977, a grassroots organization focused on tree planting, environmental conservation, and women's rights. Fact 3. She was the first woman in East and Central Africa to earn a doctorate from the University of Nairobi. Fact 4. She encouraged women to plant trees to combat deforestation and provide sustainable resources. Fact 5. Her environmental activism often clashed with Kenya's political elite, and she faced arrests and beatings for protesting government land grabbing. Fact 6. In 2004, she made history by becoming the first African woman to receive the Nobel Peace Prize for her contribution to sustainable development, democracy, and peace. Fact 7. Wangari Maathai served as a Member of Parliament and as Assistant Minister for Environment and Natural Resources from 2003 to 2005. Fact 8. She believed that environmental issues were deeply tied to social justice and human rights, especially for women and the poor. Fact 9. Over 51 million trees were planted through the Green Belt movement by the time of her death. Fact 10. Wangari Maathai passed away on September 25, 2011, but remains a global icon for environmental stewardship and women's empowerment. 10 facts about Che Guevara. Fact 1. Che Guevara was born on June 14, 1928, in Rosario, Argentina, as Ernesto Guevara. Fact 2. He studied medicine at the University of Buenos Aires, but left before graduating to travel across South America. Fact 3. His journey through Latin America exposed him to deep poverty and inequality, shaping his revolutionary beliefs. Fact 4. In Mexico, he met Fidel Castro and joined the Cuban revolutionary movement against dictator Fulgencio Batista. Fact 5. He played a major role in the Cuban Revolution and became a key commander in the guerrilla army. Fact 6. After the revolution, he served in several high-level positions in Cuba, including Minister of Industry and President of the National Bank. Fact 7. Guevara promoted anti-imperialism and believed in global revolution to end capitalist oppression. Fact 8. He left Cuba in 1965 to spread revolution abroad, fighting in Congo and later in Bolivia. Fact 9. Che Guevara was captured by the Bolivian army and executed on October 9, 1967. Fact 10. Today, Che Guevara is remembered as a controversial symbol of rebellion, resistance, and revolutionary struggle. Facts about Graça Machel. Fact 1. Machel was born in 1945 in Mozambique. Fact 2. She is the only woman in history to have served as First Lady of 2 different countries, Mozambique and South Africa. Fact 3. She was married to Mozambican President Graça Machel until his death in 1986. Fact 4. In 1998, she married Nelson Mandela, becoming South Africa's First Lady. Fact 5. Machel is a trained educator and was Mozambique's first Minister of Education and Culture. Fact 6. She helped reduce the country's illiteracy rate by nearly 22%. Fact 7. Graça is a tireless advocate for children's rights. Fact 8. She founded the Graça Machel Trust to empower African women and children. Fact 9. She speaks 6 languages fluently, including English, Portuguese, and Xhosa. Fact 10. She is globally respected as a humanitarian activist and champion for peace and education. Interesting facts about Langston Hughes. Fact 1. Langston Hughes was born in 1902 in Joplin, Missouri. Fact 2. He became the voice of the Harlem Renaissance, celebrating black life through poetry and art. Fact 3. At just 17, he wrote The Negro Speaks of Rivers, a timeless poem about African heritage. Fact 4. He pioneered jazz poetry, mixing verse with the rhythm of blues and jazz. Fact 5. As a young man, he traveled to Africa, Europe, and the Caribbean, shaping his global vision. Fact 6. He wrote not just poems, but also novels, plays, essays, and children's books. Fact 7. Through his humorous character, Simple, he exposed racism with wit and truth. Fact 8. During the Cold War, the FBI kept a file on him for his bold, outspoken views. Fact 9. He mentored future legends like Alice Walker and Amiri Baraka. Fact 10. Today, his ashes lie at the Schomburg Center in Harlem, his words still echoing around the world.